I wish you could see how JP looks at his own intro on a daily basis, right, in Expresso. I mean, it's the best thing to watch yourself.
I'm perplexed, honestly. Like, it's very flattering that Expresso associates me with rambunctious music such as that. But like the last thing I probably listened to was Herb Alpert's like Spanish Fly or something like that.
But you deserve it, you do. And when it comes to movies, you're the guy I trust. Okay, keep the music going. But we do have two fantastic movies that are coming up this weekend. There'll be some a little bit later, but let's start off with these two. Tonight at 9:30, there is a movie called Tiger Theory that you need to hear about. It is such a curious movie, and I think that in a lot of ways, it's a movie where if you feel like you are in a jaded marriage, and you're a hubby.
Why are you glaring at me?
No, I'm not glaring. I would never glare. But if you're one of those individuals, you feel so jaded, you're like, oh my word, you know, my wife controls my life. This is essentially a little adventure into that particular sort of sentiment.
Yeah, and I suppose like the sense of victimhood as well. Speaking of gender in film and representation, this seems really appropriate right now. So Tiger Theory is a Czech movie, and not so much a middle-aged, midlife crisis type thing, because the dude is 70 in it, but similar to, I suppose if you're a fan of About Schmidt or anything that Bill Murray's been in, reminds me a bit of the Royal Tenenbaums, actually, in a way, because what the guy does is to get away from his wife, who not just because she's a woman, but because of, it seems like it's a trend in her family, is quite controlling, but in a way that she thinks is well-meaning, because he's, you know, impractical, he maybe doesn't have his head together and everything like that. So out of concern, because the movie starts with they're saying, oh, Czech women, they live 9 years longer on average than men, because men drink, they smoke, they eat badly, and whatever. So out of concern for his health, she's quite regimented in a way. And that has left him feeling a bit hemmed in, especially as it starts with him attending the funeral of his father-in-law, who actually took his own life, out of also feeling like he didn't live his own path and something like that. Anyway, so it's a comedy drama. You can clearly see it's a drama as well. And looks really interesting, especially if we are talking about this kind of stuff about, like, you know, cliches about, oh, all women are like this, all men are like that. Maybe a good conversation to you know, good conversation starter. But, you know, obviously during lockdown, try and be nice to your spouse. Don't argue about the movie too much. Just have some fun. SABC 3 tonight at 9:30 p.m. Tiger Theory. Looks well filmed, and I think a lot of Czech fans and even international critics were saying, you know, could have actually been submitted for consideration to the Oscars, because that actor is especially good. But yeah, like I said, if your thing is anything with Bill Murray, like going through the motions, going through it, full caps, then probably Tiger Theory is going to be a delight for you, funny enough.
Okay, Tiger Theory, done and dusted, 9:30, that's this evening. Let's go to tomorrow. This is a completely different narrative, because when it comes to a movie called Adam, this is it's a very, very different. Indeed.
True story for a start.
Yes.
A guy named Adam Niskar. And, geez, I mean, this has happened to people I know. Seriously, everyone, don't just dive off random docks. Cervical damage is what this guy suffered in real life. Because he was quite a go-getter. He was, this character, Adam, was, by the way, Jesse Pinkman, obviously, Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad,
A lot of people will remember him. Breaks Bad, I suppose. His spine, that's a bad pun, I'm sorry. Where his career's on the up and up. Everything's looking like it's glowing. He's finding the goal of his dreams. Everything's coming together. And in real life, like I said, this guy, during his most celebratory moment, this go-getter, this grab life by the throat type guy, gripped it and ripped it and jumped off into a very sort of shallow pond, and then severed his spinal cord from the neck down, so he ends up being quadriplegic. The tale then goes on to have him with this nurse who is, for some reason, she is Eastern European, and, well, obviously it's a true story. I don't know why for some reason I said, you know, she was a real person. While he's starting to feel more and more sorry for himself, which obviously is his right because of the calamity he's been through, she helps him get back on the horse and realize you can still live a life and you can just sort of accept what's happened to you. How do you move forward knowing that life is different from now on? His boss actually ends up being quite supportive. The real life boss ended up financing this movie because he was so inspired by the guy in real life, who, shame, this movie only came out in 2020. The real life guy died in 2017. So didn't even get to see his own life story told, but Aaron Paul looks like he does it justice here. Maybe a bit generic, maybe it feels like a lot of things you've seen before, and weirdly enough, Bryan Cranston did one that was very similar, The Upside with Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Don't you remember, Bryan?
I do remember, yeah.
So I don't know what the Breaking Bad boys are up to there, but if you love the touchy-feely stuff, and especially the fact that it's a true story, and if you are feeling, you know, maybe in your own life, maybe a bit useless and you can't move forward, then it's inspiring enough to see other people who could, despite all the odds. move on with theirs and excel the way he did. I read his obituary. Wow, the dude was a really, really sweet guy who went from helping his colleagues and getting promotions for that reason and being such an impressive employee to helping other people who've had spinal injuries, volunteering himself for medical research as well in real life. Aaron Paul being his most Aaron Paul in that scene you just saw there. Adam is tomorrow, as you said. That's 9:30 p.m. on SABC 3.
Oh, I love it. You know what? The great thing is we have an entire spread. So if you're looking for something this evening at 9:30, you got Tiger Theory, check, and check film. And then, of course, tomorrow, 9:30, you got Adam. So make the most of your marriage. Make the most of life right here on SABC 3.